So good morning. It's a pleasure to be here with you today and to just talk a little bit about Art Glatfelter. The National Fallen Firefighters Foundation established an award named after Arthur J. Glatfelter for distinguished service to the foundation. Many of you have known Art over the years because he was committed to the fire service, and he admired the courage of firefighters and generally cared about their health and safety. And as most of you know, Art founded VFIS in 1969 as the first insurance company to meet the insurance needs of our country's fire service community. Under his guidance, VFIS has become a leading provider of insurance coverage for the emergency services throughout the regions. His compassion for the fire service didn't end there. Art dedicated his time and financial resources to advancing the mission of the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. He was instrumental in establishing and building the National Memorial, which you saw on that video this morning, in 1981, and served on the Foundation's Board of Directors from 1995 to 2005. Art also generously supported the Memorial Weekend activities in covering costs related to the television broadcast and the services that were provided directly to the families. You may not know, though, that Art also co-founded the Congressional Fire Services Institute with former Congressman Kirk Weldon from Pennsylvania. They've worked on a variety of efforts to bring CFSI to what it is today, representing our needs in Washington. Art also served on the FEMSA Board of Directors and had a great deal of involvement in numerous charities throughout the York, Pennsylvania area. This award was created last year by our Board of Directors to recognize men and women who, like Art, have demonstrated exceptional service to the Foundation. These are the people who truly get it and understand what it takes to help those families rebuild their lives. They're compassionate. They understand the risks firefighters take, the challenges the families endure when a line of duty death occurs, and most of all, they mourn with the families and the coworkers, but are compelled to assist the loved ones to move forward. And they are upholding the Foundation's mission to never forget, support, and prevent. And we are very fortunate to have had individuals who've done that over the years. And so this award is being presented to 3 recipients this year. And it is my pleasure to be a part of this ceremony. Joining me on stage is Mr. Troy Markle. He is the current president of VFIS and a member of the National Fallen Firefighters Board of Directors. And he is here representing Mr. Glatfelter and the Glatfelter Insurance Group as we present these awards. Troy, did you want to say a word, please?
Arthur J. Glatfelter was an amazing, kind, and humble man. And what we loved about Art is that whenever he would meet someone new, he would always say, "Please call me Art." And to this day, everybody that still works in the agency and those that actually have worked with him continually call him Mr. Glatfelter, out of respect for such a business icon and a leader among the American Fire Service. I can tell you unequivocally that he would be absolutely honored that the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation have named a Distinguished Service Award in his honor. Just in addition to that, he would be so appreciative and honored based on the 3 people that we are honoring this morning to receive that in 2016. Mr. Glatfelter knew how, and he knew the other recipients as well, both Jerry in addition to Marvin, because they all served on the board at the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. And he knows that all of them work tirelessly to do what they can to prevent line-of-duty deaths. So again, congratulations to the recipients and award winners this morning. Thank you.
And so it's my pleasure to announce the recipients of the 2016 Arthur J. Glatfelter Distinguished Service Award. Our first award this year is being presented to Hal Bruno. You heard Hal talked about today. For more than 60 years, Hal Bruno served as an active member of the fire service community, giving selflessly as a dedicated volunteer firefighter advocate, communicator, and leader. He is renowned for his commitment to fire safety initiatives and his compassion for the members of the fire service family and providing political commentary in his monthly columns in Firehouse Magazine. Hal was appointed as chairman of the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation Board of Directors in 1999, a distinction he held until his retirement in 2008. He set the standard for honoring the fallen, caring for the families, and preventing future firefighter deaths and injuries. Hal's approach was straightforward. Care for the families of our fallen heroes as you would care for your own. Under Hal's leadership, the foundation expanded workshops, conferences, scholarships, camps for the children of fallen firefighters. He guided and supported the foundation in developing safety initiatives for firefighters and advancing safety practices to reduce the number of line-of-duty deaths and injuries that occur each year. He was a good friend, a tremendous mentor to me, and countless others within the fire service community. Hal passed away in 2011, and with us today is his son, Harold Bruno, who is on stage with our chairman of our board of directors, Denny Compton, who will be presenting the award.
I'm deeply honored to accept the Glatfelter Award on behalf of my father, recognizing his service to the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. Service, to some, implies work, but work to my dad was what he did for ABC News. What he did for the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation was something way deeper, something much more meaningful. It was his utmost passion, and it's what fueled Dad really during the last quarter of his life. In fact, everything my dad did relating to the fire service, from being a rank-and-file volunteer in the Chicago, Port Chester, New York, and Washington, D.C. area volunteer fire departments, to advising on matters before Congress affecting fire safety, to writing for Firehouse Magazine, and most of all, to consoling the survivors of the fallen. It was not considered work to Dad, but it was done out of a deep commitment to his brothers and sisters in the fire service. It was just the way my dad was wired, and I know it's the way all of you are wired, and your communities are better off for it. In fact, I think the only thing that Dad enjoyed spending his time on more than the fire service was the Chicago Cubs. You all thought I was going to say my mom or his family. Well, Mom and the rest of the family knew we were a close third, and we understood. We were proud to share him with the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation and the fire service, and I'm proud to accept the Glatfelter Award on his behalf. Thank you, enjoy the expo, and remember, everyone goes home.
Our second award is being presented to Chief A. Marvin Gibbons. Chief Gibbons was the president of the Maryland State Firemen's Association and fire chief of the Hillendale Volunteer Fire Department in Montgomery County, Maryland. Chief Gibbons was a man whose impact on the fire service was felt nationwide. Like Art Glatfelter, Chief Gibbons was committed to honoring the fallen and worked tirelessly to establish the National Fallen Firefighters Memorial in Emmitsburg, Maryland. In 1990, Chief Gibbons was honored with an award of outstanding service from the Federal Emergency Management Agency, FEMA, for his work in overseeing the design and construction of the memorial. And what you may not know is that Chief Gibbons put a lot of his own personal money into that early construction phases of building our national memorial. The memorial and the annual National Fallen Firefighters Memorial Weekend were among Marvin's proudest achievements in his lifetime. We are grateful for all of his efforts. Marvin passed away in 1990, and with us today is his wife, Mary Ann Gibbons, who's a dear friend to all of us at the foundation, and her daughter-in-law, Tony Gibbons. The NFF Board of Directors Secretary, Miss Vina Drennan, will be presenting the award.
I'm so appreciative of this wonderful award. I just wish my husband, my beloved Chief 12 from Hillendale Volunteer Fire Department, Montgomery County, Maryland, was here to accept it. He was a wonderful man. He did many things, but he had this vision of having some place where we could honor our fallen firefighters and their survivors. So thank you so very much. Appreciate it.
Our final recipient today is Gerard F. Scannell. Jerry and his wife Joanne had planned to be here, but unfortunately a little bit of weather called Hurricane Matthews, because they live in Florida, affected their travel plans. Jerry worked hard all of his life to adjust job-related hazards. He served as the head of the Federal Occupational Safety and Health Administration in the Department of Labor. He was a former OSHA official and Director of Safety and Environmental Affairs for Johnson & Johnson. He was also with the National Safety Council for years and was committed to reducing firefighter deaths and injuries while serving on the board of directors for the foundation. He served as both vice chair and chairman of the board and worked with the board of directors to remodel and expand the National Memorial in 2003 as we began to realize that we were running out of room for names at the monument. And National Fallen Firefighter Foundation Treasurer Seth Statler will be receiving this award on behalf of Jerry, which will be presented by our chairman, Denny Compton. Also with us today are two members of our advisory group to the Board of Directors. And I'm going to thank Chief Kevin Cooney and Barry Ballier of Provident for being here. Gentlemen, thank you very much. There is a great staff that works within the foundation, a team effort with contractors, supporters, volunteers, and it would be unfortunate for me to not take just a second to thank them for what they do, because they are the backbone of the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation, and they're the ones that are making all of our programs and services move forward. So I would like to ask the staff to just stand, our contractors to stand, and all the people that volunteer with the foundation. Please stand and take a bow. On behalf of the foundation, our board of directors, I would also like to thank Firehouse for making this opportunity available to us, to be able to present these Distinguished Service Awards to individuals who have been out there day in and day out making our fire service community better. It is most fitting to do that here, especially with the relationship that Bruno had with Firehouse Magazine. It's been my honor and privilege to be here and to recognize these outstanding individuals. And I would only ask that if you would be so inclined, there is a stair climb tomorrow morning, and there is an event tomorrow evening at Wilder's Saloon called Boot, Scoot, and Boogie. please stop by the foundation table and get as much information about us and what we're doing that you possibly can. Thank you for this opportunity.